Good morning, guys. Unfrequented world photography, and it is a gray, rainy, fall day, but it's been like this for a week, and I've been just dying to show you guys my new toy. I've purchased a Kenko Pro 300 3x adapter. Absolutely mind-blowing magnification with a 3x. There is the adapter, guys. 3x Teleplus Pro 300. That's the Kenko. And this is a Minolta version, and it works on my Sony setup. I do have experience using the Kenko Pro system. I have the 1.4 and the 2x. I love them both. The 1.4 stays on my long lenses 90% of the time. I shoot a lot of wildlife stuff. The 2x, it's a little harder to use. It's not quite as sharp, and you have to stop your lens down a couple of clicks before it probably up to f11 before it gets nice crisp photos, but it does an excellent job as well. I bought this lens for two reasons. To go on my 2.8 300 lens and my 2.8 Minolta 200, which is one of the sharpest lenses ever made. And I thought this would be a good way to get on a full frame system out to 600 millimeters with that small lens and out to 900 millimeters with my 300. But I also have another use for this, and I'll show you guys right now. This is my Tamron Adaptol 500 millimeter mirror lens. I've also done two reviews on that, guys. You can check my YouTube channel and see those. It is an excellent 500 millimeter mirror lens. Has all the drawbacks that people don't like with the mirror lens. It's f8 only and weird bokeh in the background. You get some cool effects, but I absolutely love this lens. And it is great at macro. If we look here at the reproduction scale on the 500 millimeter, we see with a 1.4 converter, you're going to get a 1 to 3.5 reduction on the film of what you're looking at in terms of size. If you put a 2x converter on here, you're going to get a reproduction value of 1 to 1.75. So if my math is correct, by putting this 3x converter on here, you're going to get a 1 to 0.087 or something like that. So that's greater than 1-to-1 reproduction, guys. That is true macro. So let's give this thing a try. This lens is not going to be the easiest to use. We're going to lose 3 stops of light using this 3x converter. We're going to have to use our tripod and our timer, our 10-second timer, and use our best macro shooting skills. I'm done talking. Let's go get some shots, and you guys can see them on the screen. We'll zoom in 100% so you can check out sharpness. And let's just see how this works as a better than 1-to-1 macro setup. We're going to film some leaves here in the swamp, and I'll show you the distance. So there's the setup. We are as close to minimum focus distance as I can get, and we are going to focus on that yellow and green leaf right there. It's got some nice water drops and color on it, but I don't know with the depth of field at f8 that we can get the whole leaf in focus, but we'll try. Just a little video sample for you guys. That is one fast snail. But it's a good thing I have 20 years experience tracking animals in the forest to get my setup and be ready for him to come out of the brush here, because I might have missed that. He's moving pretty good. Actually, we did miss it. It wasn't even in focus. Damn it! So I'm just chasing those squirrels right there, and they're about 15 feet away, and I'll show you guys how close we can get with 1500 millimeters. So I had to shoot that squirrel at 1/6 of a second to get a proper exposure, so I'm not sure that it's entirely as sharp as it could be, but they're not sitting there long enough to have their picture taken. Hey, there he is again. But just to give you guys an idea of how close you can get to an animal, that's 15 feet away, and that's what you'll get in the frame right there. Also, we can do another little test here. I can show you guys. I see my neighbor's home 100 yards, well, maybe even a little bit more than 100 yards across the road here is my neighbor's truck. Let's see how clear we can get his license plate. Don't even know that you can see the truck on here with my phone, but it's right there's the truck. Probably 115, 120 yards away. Alright, well there's 3 deer out in the field there. Not macro photography, but let's take a couple shots and see how clear they turn out. Quite a ways out there. Alright guys, super impressed so far with the setup here. Both of these items I got used on eBay. The Kenko Pro 300, you're going to pay a little more. It is harder to find. It's an old item. I paid about 250 bucks for mine. I paid another 250 bucks for the Tamron Adaptol. This lens will fit on any camera system, Nikon, Canon, Sony. You just need to buy the proper adapter. And for 500 bucks for the pair, you can get yourself a 1500 millimeter macro set. If you throw this combination on an APS-C camera, you're looking at 2200 millimeters, something like that. And then my Sonys have built-in 1.4 teleconverters as well, so you can you're into astronomical magnification there, all at a fairly low price. You got to use your proper technique, guys, with the tripod and a timer, but the results speak for themselves, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next week as we check out some other new gear.